My name is JaeWon Kim. I'm from Sungkyunkwan University in Seoul, and I'm teaching disability law, legal ethics, also law and society courses. I came to United States after I finished my first law degree, and the reason I came to the United States was to study international human rights law. I was very interested in that topic, and at that time, none of Korean universities offer any course on that subject, so I decided to come to the United States to study international human rights law. And while I'm studying international human rights law, I became accidentally very interested in the American legal education itself. So I changed my plan to do my JD degree program in the United States. So that was something I didn't anticipate when I came to the state first. So after my LLM degree, I started the JD program, and after that I returned to Korea, and I was very lucky to have a teaching job immediately when I returned to Korea. So I enjoyed teaching since then. That's my the first part of my teaching career. My teaching career so far it can be divided before I met Martha Feynman and after I met Martha Feynman. And I engaged in about 10 years in teaching before I met Martha. Even though Martha Feynman is a well-known professor at that time in Korea, and her books are widely circulated in law school. So I had some of her books, and I was quite familiar with what her theories and what her ideas, but I didn't have any idea to seriously study feminist legal theories. But when I had my first sabbatical year, I was thinking to do some deep research in law and society studies. Martha Feynman was at that time at Cornell Law School, and I spent my sabbatical at Cornell, and that's the place I met Martha first. When I met Martha, and I tried to have a JSD degree, so it's equivalent to the PhD in law, and in order to engage in more seriously about this feminist legal studies, instead of doing some researches, I started the last law degree here, and Martha Feynman was my supervisor. Because of that, I had a very good opportunity to learn more about feminist legal jurisprudence, and I could incorporate her theories and feminist legal jurisprudence into my ordinary study of comparative Korean law and society studies. Yeah. I have a strong conviction that the goal of education is, to be enlightened. So enlightenment is the goal of education. So the reason I'm happy to be a teacher in a school is to teach other person to be more enlightened, and students to enlighten. And of course, the studying itself, the learning itself is making me more enlightened person, more balanced person. In that sense, I have been growing up in a very strong influence of Confucianism, and I have grow up in a very strong male-centered the academia. So that was not a quite balanced education. So to make me a better person and to understand the world more balanced way is to learn more about feminist perspectives and feminist jurisprudence. Yeah, that was the way I got to jurisprudence of feminism. For the perspective of the history of the world, the United States has been a very unique place to do many interesting experiments, like a constitutional presidential system and the three branches checks and balance systems. So United States started from, as we all know, and from the immigrants, and started many experiments in this continent. So I mean, many countries are learning a lot from United States, the American experience. But also, I mean, the Koreans did many special things, especially what we call the compressed economic or social development. So for me, I experienced my country and society from a very rural environment and in a very underdeveloped social and economic conditions to up to the very advanced industrial society during my lifetime. So because of that kind of rapid and compressed development, we experienced a lot of challenges and vulnerabilities due to that kind of short-term changes. So I think not only the Americans, but also many societies outside Korea can learn something from the problems and the way we handled it and the way we couldn't handle it is a very good learning that can come out of a Korean experience. Koreans are very adaptive in many ways. So in many cases, when we face new problems, unprecedented problems because of the compressed development, we always try to look at other countries' experience and the historical precedent to cope with those problems. So I mean, in any circumstances, to opening mind and try to get help from outside and to learn from other people's success and mistake is really a good way to solve this kind of unprecedented problems. Because of this kind of unprecedented development, I saw many the gaps and discrepancies between the law on the book and the law in action. So always my interest have been to cope with those gaps. And in the beginning, we had very good, very liberal democratic constitution, and also we had criminal procedural law protecting criminal defendant from early 1950s. But the Korean society could not come up with those very idealistic constitutional guarantees and criminal procedures. So at that time, our goal was to get close to what the law says, what the law prescribes. But I mean, that was not enough. We found that our compressed development doesn't quite match to the ideal form of constitutional guarantees and the other legal provisions. So we had to constantly change the law and modify the legal institutions to meet those challenges from our development. So that's the reason I became very interested in those the interaction between law and society, and that's my main. That's the reason I'm very much interested in that area too. I have been substantially influenced by Martha Feynman's ideas on feminist jurisprudence. That that can be summarized as the substantial or the substantive equality in gender discourse. And usually, when we say about equality, it means just a formal equality, giving just the opportunity, the same opportunity or the same treatment should be okay. But I thought that from my experience and also from my observation on Korean development, that is not sufficient. So I was completely convinced by what Martha Feynman argued for more substantive equalities, and that was the foot binding. That was the starting point for this my theoretical development. And the vulnerability, that is the really fascinating term I continue to explore, because especially in Korean context, we have been under the influence of Confucianism, and Confucianism, we never developed any substantial ideas about the legal rights. Everything is controlled by the ethics and the moral obligations. So we haven't developed very concrete ideas about rights. Because of that, since many Asian countries had conversation with the rest of the world, especially the Western world, we tried to find some clues why we couldn't develop the rights-based theories. And some people tried to argue one way and the other way, but to me, I thought the argument was not that convincing. And because of that, I thought to explain the East Asian jurisprudence under the rights-based theory is not sufficient. There are something very important thing is missing. And when I encountered this term vulnerability and its related the notions, I think that might be the missing point. So I think my interest is to overcome rights-based theory and to develop something to overcome the rights-based theory is to incorporate these vulnerability issues to my jurisprudence. Confucianism is a very, I see the best side of Confucianism is the well-developed system of ethics that is, ethics of caring. And Confucianism emphasizes the community responsibilities and taking care of those who need some assistance and help. And vulnerability recognized inevitable escape from the many risks and challenges we are facing, and it honestly acknowledges the human condition as it is. So because of that, I think it's much easier to incorporate the vulnerability, this concept theories into the law and society theories if we understand the Confucian culture. I think it's a much easier way to persuade the people to understand those concepts. While I'm teaching law and society courses, I usually use many cases dealing with discrimination against minority groups. And in that sense, I encountered many cases involving discrimination against disabled persons. Because of that instance, I used those cases to develop my research and teaching materials. In the course of that, I became more involved in this topic. And unfortunately, in Korea, so far none of our law professors offered a course on this topic, even though it's a very important topic, and Korea adopted a very comprehensive law on disability issues. We don't have any expert in this area. So I met many lawyers and civic organizations who asked us advice on interpretation of legislation and to handle some cases against discriminations. In that occasions, I thought that I need more study and to develop a course for lawyers and law students. So I persuaded my university to offer the course exclusively devoted to disability law. And for that, I was quite successful, and I started to teaching this course. And the Korean law is made in the American disability law. ADA was Beijing model for Korean comprehensive legislation. So because of that, it's quite natural to start to research ADA and related cases to develop more jurisprudence in Korean counterparts. ADA is a really significant step for the development of disability law, and in many sense, ADA did a good job. However, I think there are some shortcomings of ADA. That is, it is heavily based on civil liberties and civil liberties notion, meaning that it's heavily based on anti-discrimination issues. I'm not saying that that's not worth doing. There are lots of there are pervasive discrimination still exist in many countries, including these countries and Korea. So we have to work very hard to fight against those discriminations. But I believe that to removing the discrimination is not enough for the true improvement of the person with disabilities. In that sense, UN Convention's approach is what we call is the human rights approaches. So it is more promoting the social and economic well-beings of the people with disabilities. So it go further than removing discrimination. because of that, my teaching materials and my research is shifting from ADA theories to the more human rights-based approaches. I think that problem is not only related, not typical to UN Convention on Disabilities. Most of the international treaties has that kind of shortcomings, because the mechanism of to get agreement on international level, there should be a substantial compromise, and to have more member states to ratify the treaties. There are lots of politics is involved in those processes. Because of that, not only this treaty, but also most international treaties has same shortcomings to implement. But as I said earlier, even though there are some weakness in implementation of the international convention, its approach is a right direction, I think, and it will encourage many more effective national domestic legislations to do a good job. So I think it's a much it's a good way to have this kind of the international treaties. As I said earlier, to me, the teaching means learning. So the reason I really enjoy my teaching career is that, unlike other jobs, this is really rewarding, because I love to read books and to communicate with other people, to learning from other people. It's the naturally excellent job for me to learning constantly while I'm teaching. That's a good aspect of my good teaching job, and I'm always thinking that the moral responsibility of the person who had good education is to helping other people. Especially, the lawyers in any country has a much better position to do good help, helping other person. In that sense, I'm always encouraging my students to use their education and skills to help other people. I used to teach many subjects other than disability. So disability is my new subject to teach. Because of that, my plan for a near future is to devote myself into this new area of research, and also try to educate people in disability-related NGOs, and to educate possible and general public about the disability awareness. And also I'm interested in to build a good network around Korea. It's like China and Japan and many East Asian countries, including also United States, the disability activists, to have a good network to work together to solve our common problems.